Alright, we're back in the gym after posing in the heat, warmed up nicely. So hitting hamstrings today. Again, I separate hamstrings quad day. The reason I do that is it gives me more emphasis on my hams to bring them up to par with my quads. A lot of guys' hamstrings are not as big as it should be, and I think by the time you get done doing quads, you're kind of burnt. So I like to come in here in about 30 minutes and do some hamstrings and get out of here. So let's hit the first exercise is a seated leg curl. It doesn't really matter what order you do hamstrings in. I just prefer to start with this. So we're gonna do a warm-up set. Make sure our hamstrings are nice and warm. A lot of times my hamstrings are really tight. Okay, we're on set 2. We just increased the weight a little bit. I still do low reps for hamstrings. Hamstrings are a different muscle. I mean, they're not something that, it's more like let's say you have little cables back there, and a lot of times it's really hard to see them. A lot of times for me, it takes a lot of time in the final 2 weeks before a show before I can really see my hamstrings. Some people have it lucky though, but before we start, our hamstrings look phenomenal. I think it's also just a matter of developing them bigger. But one thing important on these machines is there's always like a little circle that's like a pivot point. It's usually where you want to keep your joints of your body. So the knee aligns with that. That's how you kind of know if you're correct. You'll see them on a lot of machines. Sometimes they're colored red. The circles are there for a reason. It's either your elbow should be there or your knee should be there. So we're gonna do our second set. Today the music is a little bit not my taste, but you gotta do your best. You gotta just block it out. We're on our second exercise. I'm already jumped in. I'm anxious to go. Lying leg curls for the hamstrings. Different variation of what we just did. As you can see here, there's also a red little circle, the axis of rotation, I think it's called. And that's where you want to have your knees lined up. So bringing this roller pad up, actually high up on your calves, which I didn't do right now, but that actually works a different part of your hamstring. You'll feel towards the bottom of the hamstring more. And I've tried that before, and that's really good feeling. But today we're just gonna do normal range. Second set, here we go. We're on our third exercise, standing leg curl. A lot of gyms don't actually have this machine, and most of the time for the last couple of years at the other gyms, what I had to do was I had to actually use a leg extension machine. And no, it's not for hamstrings, but I would actually step inside it and use the pad behind me, lean forward, and do them that way. And it's almost exactly the same as this. Of course, this is a lot easier. So. Fourth exercise, vertical leg press on the hamstring. Hamstring one, we're going to put our feet up really high on the pad to isolate all hamstrings. And move the seat roll forward so we can get a good extension. We got our feet off the pad so we can isolate more on the hams. We're gonna come back far as we can. If you don't have this machine, you can do this on a regular leg press sled. I moved the seat up a little. I moved the seat to as far as I could, and try to get a little more range of motion. The machine was hitting. I didn't like that because it kind of puts a break in your muscles are working. It vibrates them. Maybe a little too close though. You are going to feel this in your quad somewhat. I mean, it's almost impossible not to, but it's focused on the hams a lot. So let's get to our 6 exercises in the inner and outer thigh machines. I know a lot of you guys don't do them. I think they're for girls, but I think it definitely ties in some of the smaller muscles that we normally don't work out. And I think even the small muscles make everything else look big when they're all bunched together. And it'll strengthen muscles that you don't use. Should help you on other exercises for legs. So let's get over there. Okay, we're on the outer thigh machine. 2 sets of 6 here with the seatbelt on because otherwise my hips will kind of lift in the air and I don't feel it as much working. Plus you get a ticket, you don't wear a seatbelt. Yeah, I think the machines are gonna have airbags on them. Actually, I like to see that. Got some on knucklehead using the machine while airbag flies out into the face. That'd be pretty interesting. All right. A little bit of that light actually. Increase the weight a little bit for the second set. Inner thigh machine. And this one you gotta be careful. You might get a hernia. Okay. I don't know, it's complicated. It works though. Definitely works for the inner thighs. More size on them. Now, if you have a problem in your gym where like the weight stack is not heavy enough, which happens, then I just recommend doing like 15-20 reps. Still do them. You still get benefits out of it. All right, we're done with 6 exercises. We have 2 more for hams, 1 for glutes. We're gonna hit some calves today, and 20 minutes of cardio. So. Got maybe about 15-20 minutes workout. Today's gonna take about 40 minutes with the talking in the video, so normally about maybe a half hour. I would usually move a little quicker. Alright, we're gonna be hitting lunges. We're doing them on a Smith machine. We're doing them on a regular free weights barbell. You're doing them with dumbbells. I just prefer to do it on the Smith. I usually wear my belt. I left it in the truck, and I don't feel like walking back and getting it. So I'll probably be walking tomorrow morning, but hey. Get my lunges done. Exercise also can work on your quad day. You don't have to just do it on hamstring day. It just kind of works both, I think. That's where I throw it in. It's important not to make sure your knee doesn't go over your toes though when you're doing this. It's really bad for you. So keep an eye on that. probably the safest way to do lunges. In case you get stuck, you can just flip it back on or put the safeties on the bottom. We're done there. We're gonna do some, we're gonna stay at this machine and do deadlifts, stiff legged deadlifts. You can also do them with dumbbells. But again, my back is gonna bother me all week. Dumbbells get a little bit of pressure on me. Trying to get off the floor. So we'll stick with this. Okay, we're on our final 8th exercise for hams and thighs, in or out of thighs altogether. We're doing stiff legged deadlifts. So on this exercise, you want to keep your feet close together. It's called stiff legged, but you really want to have a slight bend in the knees. You want to stick your butt out. You don't really want to be, your back kind of doesn't move, it just stays tight. Your butt is actually what's bending. You're bending kind of like from the butt. It's kind of an awkward exercise to learn. Just think donkey and you'll remember to stick your butt out. Now, if you have a hard time with your grip, there's a little secret I can teach you. You use one hand, your palm against the bar, the other hand, you reverse the grip with the palm behind the bar. And that actually works as its own gripper. You'd be surprised how much more weight you can actually hold that way. This isn't really going to bother me, so we'll go the normal way. Pull in the hamstring, which really stretches them out. You want to try and keep the bar as close to your shin as possible. It's a little bit harder in the Smith. On the free weighted bar, you can keep as close to your shins as possible. You get a better stretch that way. Alright, we just got done doing hams. I just did glutes off the camera, the glute machine. Same glute machine I used when we did quads on Wednesday. And today is calves again. I'm going to go a little heavier today. I put an extra plate on each side. And the first time I showed you I did calves, of course I'm only going to get 6 reps today. And we're going to do the same thing. On camera I'm going to show you the first set. So it's basically going to be 2 sets of my feet straight, 2 sets of my feet pointed out, and 2 sets with my feet pointed in. Alright, so we'll be back filming standing calf raises after 5 more sets. We're going to try something new today. Steve has showed me a new exercise, which is not really new, but something that I usually don't do. Standing calf raises individual, one-legged, holding a weight. We're going to give it a try. He's going to show me how he thinks it should be done, and we'll see how that feels. I want to try something new today. I'm stuck in the old same rut, so I might get a little extra stimulation and more on my calves when I wake up. Alright, we're going to try a new exercise today, standing calf raises, but it's going to be isolated on a platform. You could also do these on the Smith machine. The Smith machine can use a lot more weight here. I'm going to hold a 45. Eventually it could become a problem because I would need more weight, and holding a 100-pound plate could be a little bit bad for me on my back. So, but something good to try new. And for the days that I decide to do higher reps on calves, it's something that I can definitely do. You definitely get a better stretch, I think, than the other machines. So we're going to do 2 sets of feet together, 2 sets of feet out, pointed out, and 2 sets feet pointed in. I'll just demonstrate a set to show you what it's like. We'll try something different, start with our feet pointed out, and grab a 45. Calves out between sets sometimes is a good thing to do. so we're going to do 5 more sets there. And then we're going to do 20 minutes of cardio, and that's going to be my 5th and final day of working out. I'm going to rest Saturday and Sunday. Like I said before, the order is not important. If you want to do 2 days on, 1 day off, it's fine. So I'm hoping that my workout, showing you my workout, will benefit you, give you some new ideas, some new exercises, some new insight, and get you motivated to get in the gym if you haven't been there in a while, or at least teach you some new exercises that you have never seen before. And now my plans are basically to just keep training like this, and maybe put some more weight on again in the winter, and start to focus on a show hopefully for next summer. I would like to do something. I will have to requalify for nationals in June if I want to go to nationals, so we'll see what happens.